Hi everyone, it's Linda McKenna, and it's wonderful old Wednesday and words of wisdom. What we're going to focus on today, being that it's August 5th, in 2 days, it's actually August 7th, is actually Purple Hearts Day. So we're going to talk about the really spirit of Purple Hearts Day and what it's all about. It's a solemn occasion to honor the profound sacrifices of U.S. service members wounded or killed in combat. Take time to recognize these courageous individuals, support veterans organizations, and educate others on the significance of the Purple Heart Medal. What I neglected to put also in this is the families that surround those veterans that were either wounded or killed in combat. So we must not forget that as well. Purple Heart Day is on August 7th. It is a day to honor U.S. service members who were hurt or killed in war. It is the actual Purple Heart Day hero is George Washington. General George Washington established the original badge of military merit on August 7th, 1782, during the Revolutionary War. This precursor to the Purple Heart was awarded to soldiers for any singularly meritorious action, anything that had merit. Though it fell out of sight and use, its spirit was revived, making Washington the visionary behind honorary military distinction. So it did fall out of use for a little bit, but he was the one that was the spirit behind it and actually set it off. Why Purple Heart Day is important? 1, it recognizes the sacrifice. The Purple Heart recognizes the sacrifice made by soldiers who are willing to put their lives on the line for their country. These brave soldiers deserve to be remembered throughout history. I can only speak personally. My uncle was in World War II, and he was in a fighter pilot, and he was in the bubble where the bottom of the plane, and that's where the artillery was stationed. And he's very lucky. He did escape major injury, but he did get a Purple Heart for it being wounded, and we're very blessed that he was spared. His life was spared, but it does have a resounding effect, not only physically, but it does have it mentally as well too. Number 2, the history. It is important to remember our history and how we ended up where we are today. Purple Heart Day affords us the opportunity for reflection on everything that has gone before us. You speak to any service personnel in any of the areas of the military, they have so much respect for the person before them. You speak to a lot of military personnel that are now doing the wars of today, even the Afghanistan war or anything of the Middle East, or then going back to Vietnam. The respect for those that were there before them is resounding. Vietnam respects the Korean War, the World War II and World War I. It is honestly a modesty amongst them. And it's important to realize that history. I know we're going through a lot in this current time, and a lot of it that the retired personnel, military personnel, is that sometimes it's coming out now with PTSD of what they are experiencing now, what our country is going through. And so that's something, besides a Purple Heart being recognized because of being wounded or losing a life, is what the resounding effects that is left on you with the Purple Heart. And a lot of it's PTSD. So you don't have to be wounded to have PTSD. You don't have to be spared, almost wounded. It's what they experience there. So remember that. There are so many things that our veterans go through, and we wouldn't be where we are today with our freedom if it was for them. Not getting political or anything like that, but every time that I see a military retired veteran, I will go up to them and say, thank you for your service. I know what it's like. I lived with my dad, my uncle, and my stepdad, who are all military heroes. So I know what it feels like to be a daughter of somebody that was in the militaries, and the respect that needs to be given to them, and also to their spouse. So if you see the gentleman next to a Navy retired veteran lady, also thank him for his service of her being in action or being enlisted, and vice versa. I always do that. It's really our honor. 3, nobody is forgotten. The day is for remembering everyone who was ever wounded or killed, represented in the United States. It seems and means nobody is forgotten, and the memory lives on forever. Okay, it's embodied for that as well too. So like I said, realize that we don't know what somebody's going through just because they're wearing a retired military cap or some kind of insignia, that they might be going through a lot still. Okay, and same thing with the family as well. How do we observe this? Wear purple. Well, it's not today, so on August 7th, I will be wearing purple to show you respect and support. Thank a veteran who has received the medal, and learn the history of the oldest military award. I think that is important when we have the reality of knowing and the knowledge of hearing how it all started. We have a better understanding, and that's something that we parlay over to our next generation of our children and grandchildren. So they also will honor those that are wounded or families that lost their loved ones. How do we help? Support a veterans group that help wounded fighters and their families. There is so many right now. There's Wounded Warriors Project that you actually see televised on TV. There is Tunnel to Towers. What an investment into the gentlemen and ladies that fought for our country and maybe lost a limb, lost their lives, but it's their family that is going to live on with that memory, but for us to support them because they gave up the ultimate sacrifice. So those Wounded Warrior and veterans groups are wonderful. Share stories online or with friends to teach others about the day. I'm going to be posting this. I'm a proud veteran family, and if more people thank and talk about it, it's something that unites us. No matter what side of that we believe in, it unites us together, that we are a united nation. So again, thank you so much for participating today and talking about Purple Hearts Day, which is going to be on August 7th. And as always, thank you for viewing Wonderful Wednesday, wow, and also Words of Wisdom. Next week, which is going to be August 12th, because of August 14th is Financial Awareness Day, we're going to talk about that in a little detail. And this is a crucial day that acknowledges reviewing our senior loved ones' personal finances, understanding debt management, and planning for a secure future. Making plans now for the future, not only for yourselves, for your senior loved ones, is really, really important. So they can age in place and not be without any support, financial support. Next Tuesday, which is Tuesday Talks, is August 11th. And since August is National Wellness and Immunization Month, we're going to talk about being proactive, learn the value of products and services for our senior loved ones for wellness and immunization. As always, thank you for tuning in to Tuesday Talks. And wow, I appreciate you. I lead you to my website, which is www.goldenruleseniorplacement.com. There you will find my demographics and how to get in touch with me, my bio, testimonials, various options on senior living, and also resources. But there's also the 2 libraries of 8 years of Tuesday Talks, and now for this year of the whole year for WOW, which is Words of Wisdom. Thank you. Have a blessed week. Don't forget to wear purple on the 7th, and thank a veteran. He or she will be very, very thankful, humbled by it, but very thankful that you recognized it. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day and have a blessed week. Bye-bye now.